So, how many of you here have had difficulty in sponsoring or recruiting people in the past, or even now, for example, even now? Give me a 3 if you think you fall in that category. And it's been a struggle at some point in time. And everybody seems to fall in that category. So there's some things that we do that I want to teach you tonight for you to stand out away and above from the crowd. Okay? Because when you're going through posts, think of it from the eyes of the reader that you're trying to approach. And they're seeing 50, 60 posts in a day if they're on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or LinkedIn or wherever they're at. They're seeing a mountain of content. Would everybody agree that's true? What do you think, guys?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if that's true,
Yep.
the only way you're going to get somebody's attention that's your prospect is you have to get them to stop and read your content. So it has to stand out above and be unique above everybody else's content. Okay? So if you're using, say, a company's content that they provide for you, generally speaking, it's the same content everybody else is using. Would you think that would be true? Hey, John, how are you? Glad to see you. So after a while, that content becomes what? Stale? Because people see, even if they haven't stopped and read it, they've seen it over and over and over and over, the same content. Russell, welcome. So how do we avoid falling into the trap of being the same old, same old? Would everybody agree that's probably a good direction to go? Yeah, Cynthia, we're going to use ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff I do with it tonight. And I'm going to show you how to make it unique. The more you work with it, the better you get with it. But I'm actually approaching a level now that I couldn't envision myself doing. Okay? So actually, I'm going to share you the image I'm working on right now. So let's see. Let's do it this way. So, Jeff, let me know if everybody can see my screen, please.
Yep, I see your screen, Gary. Looking good.
You too.
Okay. Okay. This image right here originally was for a different company. And maybe some of you will have seen that the logo here is a different logo now, right? And I inserted my own image with a big old phone in it. See that? Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
So what I did with the image is I took this image, I downloaded this image, and this is an updated version of it, by the way. So when I download this, what I'm gonna have to do is label it. So I go over here and I open the file, and I'm gonna rename this so I'm gonna recognize what I have. So this particular image, I call my big picture image English, and we're gonna label it number 4. And I'm gonna put $1,000 offer. So I recognize the actual image for what it is. So once I do this image, and I'm going to show you, it took me a while to get this the way I wanted. I'm going to show you some versions. This one's Mandarin. And this is Hindi. This is Spanish. This is English, but it had the wrong message in here and I couldn't get it right. I didn't notice it when I made my first video with it. And so on and so on. There's different ones that I've done and so on. So I tell you, what I do is I go over to something called Magic Hour. Anybody want to write this down? Magic Hour AI.ai. And so I want to show you, we can actually play these here and you can see what I have. Can everybody still see my screen, please?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to pull this one up so we can play it for you. And I want you to pay real close attention to what I made this picture do. Not just the actual voiceover, but I want you to watch the image.
Save Club is changing the way families save and earn. Sign up just 2 people and unlock a $1,000 grocery discount voucher plus a 3-day, 2-night luxury vacation package. With Save Club, you'll also save 25% to 50% at over 1 million stores, restaurants, and travel sites you already use. On top of that, you can earn income by sharing Save Club with others. Why just pay bills when you can get paid while paying them? Join Save Club today. Save money, earn rewards, and live better. Link in comment or bio.
Okay, guys, did everybody notice that all the people were talking and not just one?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you saw that on either Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever, would it have your attention enough to stop and pay attention to for whatever number of seconds the audio is?
Yes.
Okay. So do you see what the point I'm trying to drive is? We have to stand out as the expert, not only the expert, but we stand out attention wise. We need to grab attention and hold on to it long enough for them to hear our message. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Russell, welcome if I didn't welcome you. Any questions on how I created that?
Yes.
Okay. This is called Magic Hour AI. And this is my library that I've created. I've got talking Bitcoins. Let's pull up a Bitcoin one for a second. I'd like to find the English one, but I can't see the whole screen. There's one. Let's do a Bitcoin real quick before we go.
Save Club is changing the way families save and earn. Sign up just 2 people and unlock a $1,000 grocery discount voucher plus a 3-day, 2-night luxury vacation package. With Save Club, you'll also save 25% to 50% at over 1 million stores, restaurants, and travel sites you already use. On top of that, you can earn income by sharing Save Club with others. Why just pay bills?
All right, I think you get the point. But with this, will this one have your attention? Would you stop and pay attention to this particular video? Come on, guys. What do you think?
Mhm.
Okay. So to use this site, it's not cheap. It'll run for me to make, maybe 8 to 10 videos cost me $30. That's what my cost is to use it and I'll take I only use so far, I've only got to use the talking photo. Make pictures talk. Okay? And I'll show you how I do it so everybody knows how to do it. I've got enough credits up there to do it. So remember the image we just pulled down from ChatGPT? I'm gonna take and pull that one. Right there's that one, because remember we labeled it English $4,000 offer so we could recognize it, right? And there it is. And the next thing I do, I use something called Revoicer to make audios. I've already got an English audio. I don't need to redo this. So all I gotta do is find my English offer that has the $1,000 offer on it. So I match it up. Oh, okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I jumped the gun. Sorry about that, guys. So we want English and we want the $1,000 bonus offer. See that? It's not just English. We had to label it and find out which one it was. I don't know why I labeled that Patrick's bonus video, but I made a video for him probably. But here's one right here, English $1,000 deal, so that'll work. Now, when you're using this, pay real close attention. It's only going to give you normally 10 seconds. In order to use it all, you have to drag this over, and you can't go past 1 minute. That's the longest it'll do is 1 minute or 59 seconds. Okay? So now it'll tell me it's going to take 2 hours. And it probably will. So you guys won't get to see this one until next week. But we're going to move on to other things that I want to do with you for tonight in what we're doing. So we're going to go back to ChatGPT for a bit. Now, ChatGPT will work a little bit slow while I'm in here because I'm on a Zoom call. It's not super speedy per se because I have so many browsers up. But I'm going to do something unique tonight. And I'll explain as I go. Let me stop and pull up my chat for a minute so I can kind of cover this with you. What do you mean the free version, John? GTP? Now, let me cover something with you. How many of you are on a Windows system computer and not a Mac? Give me a 2 if you are. I don't know if you know that on the bottom of your screen, right at the bottom of your bar on the bottom, you already have Copilot on your computer built in, and it's free. It works very similar to ChatGPT, and it will learn from what you do. But tonight, we're going to cover something really unique. How many people have realized that you could get free leads with ChatGPT if you know how to ask it for those? Okay. One of the deals I'm in, without talking about any specific deal, has what they call a fundraiser. They can actually sell their or give members away an app and get paid in a fundraising method, right? We're not the only, that's not the only company that does something similar. many companies have some kind of fundraiser for nonprofits available. Sometimes it's product based, sometimes it's service based, but it's not uncommon for some companies to have a fundraiser. Would everybody agree this is true?
Mhm.
Hmm? What do you think, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's see if we can pull some leads from ChatGPT. Okay. And it's how you ask it in the way that it will do it. So, and it will do it in sections. It won't do it all at once. I'm going to ask for a list of churches in the state of Florida, starting with the, what do you think I'm going to ask, guys? I want approximately 100, starting with the largest congregation and having emails, phone number, okay. Now, here's what I've asked it so far. Can you give me a list of churches in the state of Florida, starting with the largest congregations, approximately 100, and having emails, phone numbers, and addresses, and any contact information and websites, and put into an Excel, I need to put spreadsheet. Can you think of anything else we need to put in the prompt, guys? Okay, let's see what we get out of that. Now, sometimes you got to reword this stuff to get it to do what you want it to do. I could show you that earlier with the images. It took me 6, 7, 8 tries to get the right image the way I wanted it. Oh. But it's going to go start to work on it. And we'll watch it for a second before we move on to memes. We're going to try and create some potential viral memes. Everybody know what I mean by a viral meme? Give me one if you understand what I'm talking about with a viral meme. Hmm? Did everybody go to sleep on me? It's thinking longer for a better answer. Hmm. What do you think, guys? Everybody understand what a meme is? You're not sure? All right, we're gonna go look at some and create some for you. And we'll show you the potential to go viral. Okay, it's starting to search for the mega churches and contact information. So we're gonna let it go to work, and we're gonna come over here to this site right here. Now, we're not gonna pay them for anything, okay? I haven't logged in, so it's probably, I need to sign up real quick. I don't. Well, hold on. It's gotta verify me. I just log in with Google. Let's do it with this one. Okay. So we want to search all means to find unique ones, okay? Let's take this one right here just to show you what can be done, because we're going to put a text message in here. Okay? So, oops. Actually, I want to put that up top. No, they're actually making this a three-parter. Let's see. Okay. Can you see what I have here, guys? Now, what can I do? I don't want to pay them for it, right? So I can right click and save image as. It'll have a watermark on it, but it's so small that nobody's going to care. Do you think I could get some attention with this? You're not sure? Well, let's go on to some other ones. We'll find some that will. All right. So, that one here's one we don't even have to put new text in if we don't want to. Think that'll work, guys? And we could make a short video too. Let's go over to the templates and see what we can find. This is one, if we edit this, we could really have a little fun with. That's his girlfriend right there, right? And he's looking at this other girl. That will definitely work and get attention. Anybody think I'm right about that?
Yes.
Okay. So we could edit this one and you could almost see we could make this viral. Okay? No question. So let's make a meme. Let's see. So we want to take that one. Let's add a caption to it. Let's see. Oops. I didn't realize which one was which. Let's see. My mind went blank. Sorry, guys. Let me say that one for last. What do you think? Would that work? Now, you got to use your imagination a little bit on some of this, okay? So we're going to save the image. We'll name it. How long does it take to create any of these? Folks? Everybody see what I mean? And we could just go through here. Let's play with Batman. All right, guys. Any thoughts on that one? Do you think that'll work? So we just made 3 or 4, and how long did it take us? Couple minutes, right? Did everybody get the link to the site? Okay, I'm gonna copy it one more time for anybody that was late coming in. There we go. What do you say we go back and check on ChatGPT and see how our lead list is coming? Might be a little slow because we're in Zoom. Looks like it is. I can't see anything. So it's struggling just even yeah, it's struggling. My apologies, I can't control that, but I can promise you it's actually creating a list of 100 churches. And so I might have to show you the list next week if it doesn't. I can refresh my memory real quick and see if that'll help us. We have any questions up to this point, guys? And gals, I'm sorry. I don't want to. Just click it, Angela. It's a live link, that last one, so just go ahead and click it. It should come up on your browser. Anybody here think they can't do this? Is there anything I've showed you that you can't do at this point? Okay. Angela, are you in Facebook at all? Are you in any of the rooms with any of us? Okay, let's do this then. Here's my email, one of them. You can send me an email. This is the easiest one to remember, so I'm gonna give you this one. And ask me for not only the meme site, but Magic and Revoicer if you want Revoicer or any of the stuff we've done over the last month or two. Now, there's another thing that I want to cover with each of you. How many of you have a Facebook fan page of any type? And we touched on this a little bit about a week ago. But I want to do a refresher for a second. Let's try. See if I can pull it back up and get it to work that way. It doesn't look like it. It's okay. So I'm going to show you. Hey, well, look at here, guys. It started. It has started. They're going to put, it's going to do 10 to 15 at a time until the sheet reaches 100. There we go. So it's actually started on what I wanted to do. I can see we've already got some phone numbers, etc. It's going to be a little slow as long as I'm on Zoom. But I want to go to Facebook for a minute. And I want to talk about branding. And I want to show you what I mean. This image was actually done in ChatGPT. And I did it for a reason. Yes, I truly am at 6 figures. Okay. So I'm not exaggerating or lying to make the image, and I don't say that to puff myself out or anything like that. I'm all about helping the team and helping people grow and helping people achieve what they want to achieve in life. Okay? And along that way, you have to learn to attract people by what? By being the expert, by being the pro, by being that person that they want to work with. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't even paying attention. I had a lot of them up, didn't I? Sorry about that. I'm glad you caught that because I wasn't even paying attention. But you can see I have 6,000 followers at this time in the present. I'm 5,000 friends, but I have 6.2 thousand followers, which is a decent number. It means my reach is starting to spread out a little bit. And that's what I want you to focus on. You need to focus on a couple things to build out your presence online. And what I mean by that, user, if you can't hear me, you need to log out, log back in. Let me type that in. I hate when that happens, but it's a common thing that happens with Zoom. So the things that I do now, I have the professional dashboard, and I'm tickled to have that. And I have a pinned post that tells my story. Okay, and it's a great story. Oh, great. But when I first started in marketing, it's probably the poorest choice of jobs I could have ever had because I was an introvert. Some of you have heard my story before. So I want you to think about how I overcame that fear to succeed. Okay? So no matter where you're at, what status, what level you're at, it doesn't mean anything. It means you have plenty you can learn and plenty you can achieve if you make the choice to achieve it. So with that being said, there's a couple things I want to make sure I get everybody in tune with tonight. So for those of you on the call, how many of you on here have written down your goals? Give me a 1 if you have already written down your goals. Give me a 2 if you haven't started yet. Okay, David. Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing this up. You really have to have a 30, 60, 90, and 1 year goal. I'm going to tell you, Bob and I set a goal last August. True story. When we first looked at one company that we were about to get started with, we actually started last August, is 1 year right now. And I set a goal too low. I set a goal of $10,000 a month of income. And Bob set the same goal. And by the time we hit 3 or 4 months, we knew that goal was too low. But that's really not where I'm going with the conversation. In 1970, I want anybody have a piece of paper, take notes on this with you? This is going to be one of the most important things you'll ever hear. There was this, everybody know what Harvard is? Everybody should know what Harvard is. Come on, guys. Okay. I believe it was 1970 when the study started, and they took all the Harvard class of 1970. I don't know if they did the sophomores or the seniors, but this is a 20-year study. And of all those people, and Harvard, you don't get into Harvard unless you're brilliant. You're top of your class, you're smart, right? Yet only 3% had written their goals down in life at that point in college. 3%. 20 years later, the 3% had accomplished and had more wealth than the combined wealth of the 97%. I want to repeat that because I want this to get through everybody's mind. The 3% had accumulated more wealth than the entire 97% that hadn't written down their goals at all. Now, why is that? Anybody want to give a thought on this? No, that's a great answer. That's not actually the correct answer, but it's close. It's in the right direction. It's a good answer too. But it's actually our subconscious that comes into play when you write down your goals and you look at them That's why I tell you, put them on your refrigerator. Put your goals where you see them every day, and your mind will help you work towards accomplishing that goal. Okay? Because why? What do we go when we go through school? We all went through, our first grade to 12th grade,
What kind?
and we were programmed.
Oh, heat it up.
That
Mister, heat it up. Bring it.
that programming that was taking place over those 12 years was basically a formula for failure. All the negativity, the boxed in, the conformity, what were you taught all your life? You go to work for a company 40 hours for 40 years and live on 40% of your income. Right? How many people ever heard that? Anybody ever heard that before? 40 hours, 40 years, 40%? That programming is a programming for failure. Okay? Why is it a programming for failure, guys? Anybody know the answer to it? I'll give you the answer, but I want to see what your thoughts are on it first. That's a good answer, David. But it's not the correct one. All right, here it is in a nutshell. If you're working for a company, you're fulfilling their dream and not yours. You're trading your time for a certain amount of money. But you don't have extra time. You have a limited number of hours in any given day. That's it. And you're trading part of those for money that we all need to take care of bills and so on, right? Until you can work for yourself and be free of that rat race and have enough money to take care of all your bills, you will never be free. Okay? You need to know what that number is for each of you. Each of us have a different number. Okay? And what I mean by that, your freedom number is the number of all your monthly bills combined plus at least $1. If your bills are $5,000 a month, you cannot be free until you have a secondary income of $5,001. Does that make sense for anybody? I know that's a pretty simple example. Does that make sense? Okay. So on your goals, you need to have your what? Your freedom number on with your goals. Your freedom number on the same sheet you put your goals. Is that making some sense to everybody? Okay. Who here will have the best meme and the best video next week? Give me a 5 if you think you can do the best meme and the best video for me next week. give me a 6 if you think you still need the help and we need to do a little bit more. Because we could go right back into this and get in deeper detail next week if you want. Okay. Does anybody think those videos stand out above the norm? And it would get your attention? Um, John, I understand because it's not cheap. But here's what I'll do for you, guys. Anything you want in those videos, I'll give you copies of mine if you'll hit me up in Facebook or hit me up on my email. I will send you copies of mine and you can use mine. You don't need to spend the money. I'm here to bring you guys to a new level. If money holds you back, then use my stuff. Okay? Now, if you're not in the same company as me, you're gonna have to let me know what you need and I'll make it for you. Okay? Oh, you're more than welcome. Guys, I'm here to pull you guys up. I have no hidden agenda other than wanting to see you succeed and take that next step, that next level. Okay? I want you to taste success. Anybody, I want to tell you this story. I've had a lot of success and a lot of failures in my life. I've owned many businesses, brick and mortar, as well as opportunities online. I've had a vending company. I've had cable sales contracting companies, which was huge money for a very long time. And I've done very well in the MLM industry, but I've also had a lot of companies that closed the doors on me and left me hanging. Okay. And I know everyone on this call has had a similar experience at some point in time. It's never fun, right? So, do we have anybody new to the call on here tonight that's not in a company with us in any way? Because I'm going to go over some announcements. 30, 60, 90, and 1 year, John. 30, 60, 90, and 1 year. That's what I'd like you to set. Okay? You know, the greatest feeling in the world that you can ever have is when you don't care what the numbers on the bills when they come in are, because you know you have more than that coming in. Okay? Bill stress is probably the number one cause for divorce out there would be monetary and bills. Okay? Because the stress it causes couples are just insane. Okay? Some people don't deal with it very well. All right? My check for one company is 10 times my salary, guys. 10 times my salary. Do you think that's freedom? Now, one of the things that caught my attention, I was doing a class the other day. I still study. I still try to improve myself all the time. I spend quite a bit of time on self-improvement, even at my age. So there is something that struck me, and I got thinking about it. See, in the old early 70s, the MLM companies, networking companies that were out there made a lot of millionaires. Okay. And one of the biggest guys out there said something I found unique, and I got thinking about this, and I want to tell you my take on it. The guy said, I showed the plan to 1,200 people. 300 signed up. 35 did something at all, and 11 made me a millionaire. Okay. Now, many of us would have got so frustrated talking to that many people, and only 11 really got serious. Out of 311 got serious, 35 did something. Okay. And I got thinking, two things happened that have changed from the 70s till now. And anybody want to take and throw their thoughts in? What do you think is different from back then to now? What's the difference from 1970 till now? Yes, social media, but there's more than just social media. Here's the thing. Back in 1970, there was probably less than 100 companies or so that were what I would call mainstream at the time. You had the Amways, and you had some others, health product ones, and pills and potions and so on. Today, there's probably 50 offers in your inbox a day right now. People are slammed with this opportunity and that opportunity, and nobody makes a commitment. How many people remember the McDonald's story I told everybody at one time? I want you guys to use this. Makes a difference, don't it, John? See, here's the thing, and I'll play along with Jeff. Jeff, are you unmuted? Or David, either one, or either one of you unmuted? When I talk about the McDonald's story, it's a reality check for people. Because if you buy a McDonald's franchise, you're not making any money for a long time. Okay? It's a long-term investment. You got to go to hamburger college before you can flip a burger or hire somebody. You're committed. You're not going to say, man, that Burger King up the street is doing the business and I'm not making what I thought. I need to sell this and buy. No, they don't do that. They're committed. So I want you to think long and hard about being committed to the businesses that you're in, and not go here and there and jump in this business, jump in that business. And, you're here 3 months and you're there for 4 months, and you've never given any one of them the opportunity to be long term for you and to build a serious income. Okay? How many of you on this call would like to achieve the 20, 30, 40,000 a month range? This stuff legends. You hear legendary people. Give me a one if you would love to reach that point. Folks, I'm going to tell you, it took me, and it took Bob, it took us 8 months of grinding work to hit 20,000. It was grinding work. We were focused. We knew what we wanted to do. And we did. We did it. Would you commit to 8 months to a year in the business tonight? Guys, who here on this call is willing to commit to whatever business that you want to focus on for 12 months before you give yourself a report card? Okay? If you do that, you're going to make it. You're going to make what you want to make. Now, you have to balance your goals out somewhat, okay? But each step of the way, what happens? What do you think happens from 1 month to the next? Your skill levels improve. You get better at what you're doing. You learn more. You have confidence. Okay? You believe in the company that you're with. You have that belief level. Right? If you believe in what you're doing, how does that come across to who you're talking to? If you're trying to convince somebody about a product you don't truly believe in yourself, it's going to come off as insincere in some part of your conversation. We have a tell. There's two things we use: a hook and a tell, right? Everybody know what the hook is? The focus I always have in anything I do, no matter what the company is, I'm looking for the hook to use to give me an advantage. You guys got to see a couple of those hooks tonight. What is the hooks that you got to see tonight? You watched a couple reels. What were the hooks in the reels that I used? Well, a hook is an attention getter, but it's a hook. It's a line of text or voice that says something that grabs their attention. Sign 2 and get $1,000, or get a free 3-day, 2-night vacation on a $79 deal. Are those hooks? Find your hooks. Find the hooks. Now, who could tell me what the tells are? What's a tell? Okay, it's good, because you're going to know in a few minutes. Jeff, David, what's a tell? You've been at this for a little while. What's a tell? No, a tell. I'm in a conversation with somebody, and I'm actually talking about my opportunity. I'm at the point I'm actually talking about the opportunity itself, right? And I can tell simply by looking at the face and hearing the answers they give me, those are your tells. All people at some point will either give you a buying signal or a not interested signal somewheres. Okay? What is a not interested tell? Let's start there. Now, you've all been through it, so you should know. Personal experience, you've been through this on one end of the conversation or the other. A tell, the not interested tell is that's too much money. I have to ask my wife. Let me think of another one they give very often. I don't have the time to do something else. I don't really take vitamins. Those are tells. Okay? Or in other words, they're objections. Okay? Now, how do we deal with these? How do we deal with objections? Anybody want to venture your way of doing objections or my way of doing them? That's a good answer, John. That's a great answer. But let's take a new approach. Let's try and get rid of the objection before they can give you the objection. What do you think about that thought? Because that's always what I try and do. I try and get rid of and handle the objection so it can't come up. No wiggle room. They still can, but it's awkward for them. See, I want everybody to try something. I've done this before. I want you to ask, or let me do it, and I want you guys to answer. I want you to shake your head up and down if it's a yes, or left to right if it's a no. And I'm going to ask 3 questions that can only be answered with a yes. And we'll give you an example. Number 1, do you love your spouse? I was going to say wife, I said, but it's not all men here, right? So I want you to shake your head yes, right? Up and down. Now, I want you to pretend I've asked 2 more questions and do it 3 times in a row. And after the 3rd time, I want you to try and say no left to right. And I want you to experience the feeling you get. Everybody try it? Yes 3 times and try no 1 time. And tell me how uncomfortable that is. Now, if you will take, and when you're getting ready to do a close, if you'll ask 3 questions that can only have a yes answer, you're unlikely to ever get a no because it's no longer comfortable. Anybody here want to do what's uncomfortable? The other people don't either. How powerful is that, guys? These are the little things that make a difference. So I don't know how we're doing on time. I think we're running probably a little over. So I think we'll expand on some of this next week. I'll show you the sheets. Anybody wants any of the videos, get a hold of me, or if you want something other than the companies that I'm involved with, you'll have to let me know and I'll make something up for you. You guys have my email now, so it's okay. That's the whole point, John. That's how we learn. I take notes myself. I kind of ad lib when I come on to a training, but I take notes when I'm doing a training myself. Anybody have any questions for me at all? Anything you're not sure of or you want to ask? Feel free. We're going to stop well, before I stop the share, let's check ChatGPT one more time. All right. See, we're getting phone numbers, we're getting emails. Yes, Lynn, I can review it. Let's do that before we finish. Angela, let's cover that next week. If you'll remind me, I'll cover that in specifics. Okay? And we'll kind of share with you how to get them up there to big numbers. I mean, I got 6,000 followers and I have never really even focused on followers, but I'll tell you how it's done. So, I'm gonna put it in here. It's Gary Afron 3 at gmail.com. That's one of them. So you can see we're starting to get the information on all the churches. I know where this one is. I grew up in West Palm Beach. But I'm getting the biggest ones. So, guys, when it gets finished, I'll have 100 leads for a fundraiser. I'll email them and I'll let them know in the email that I will be calling them at some point, that I'll do a follow-up call. And I've already had ChatGPT make the emails out for me. Professional for a fundraiser that tells them everything, all the high points, all the hooks are in the email. Okay? We have the hooks in the email. I've done a little bit of work on getting this ready. So it'll run tonight and I'll have the list in the morning and I'll let you guys see it next week. And think of it this way. How many nonprofits are there out there I could go chase down this way? A gazillion. Right? But I'm going to start with the churches, the mega churches. Okay? Because I don't have to sign a ton of them. I just need a bunch, a small bunch. If I get 3%, if I hit 3%, that could turn into 1 million people that I get paid on. Mind-boggling, ain't it? See, we need to think outside the box a little bit. Don't do what other people have done and failed at. Okay? We want you to succeed. We don't want you to fail. So when I tell you this, I'm telling you how many people out there keep doing the same thing over and over, expect a different result. So guys, we're gonna stop our recording right here.